Russia and China joined forces to express support for Iran as the West sought to sanction Iran for its brutal crackdown on protesters in an effort to strengthen the alliance between the three countries. So, is China really in favor of Iran, and are they really joining hands? Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to another episode of Prime Time TV. If you are new to our channel, then make sure to hit that subscribe button and bell icon to never miss receiving notifications whenever we post a new video. The Islamic Republic of Iran's deteriorating human rights situation, particularly with regard to women and children, was the topic of a special session of the UN Human Rights Council last year, which also voted on a resolution to encourage accountability for the alleged atrocities. 25 of the Council's 47 members voted to establish a new fact-finding mission to look into alleged human rights abuses connected to the Iranian protests. Russia referred to the UN meeting as counterproductive and said the establishment of such a mission was illegitimate, despite the fact that it had earlier last year been expelled from the Council due to its invasion of Ukraine. Since Mahsa Amini, a 22-year-old Kurdish woman, passed away on September 16 while being held by Iran's morality police, there have been unheard-of numbers of protests in the country. Iran handed down the first death sentence related to the unrest in November 2021, reminding many of the bloody months that followed the 1979 Islamic Revolution. The United States and the European Union have sanctioned Iran in response to the protests for how it has treated protesters, but Russia and China have resisted these actions and are considering their options on the global stage. According to a statement made about the issue by Gennady Gatilov, the permanent representative of Russia to the United Nations office in Geneva, such initiatives have nothing to do with concern for human rights, because their goal is to pin labels and put pressure on unwelcome states, using human rights as an excuse. The interactions between Russia, Iran, and China. The interactions between Russia, Iran, and China should be closely watched, according to Timothy Heath, a senior international defense researcher at the RAND Corporation, because of the pressures each country is under. The interactions between Russia, Iran, and China need to be closely watched because of the pressures each country is under, according to Timothy Heath, a senior international defense researcher at the RAND Corporation. According to Heath, China's economic situation has been deteriorating, Iran's economic situation and domestic political situation are in disarray, and Russia's war effort is failing. It's likely that they will experience increasing pressure to cooperate and support one another, because otherwise, they will have to watch one another fall after another. The vote was not unexpected, according to Heath, an expert on Chinese national strategy, politics, and the military, given Beijing's growing benevolence towards Iran. China has pushed for a less severe stance towards Iran, while criticizing the Western response. In order to avoid upsetting its relationship with Tehran, Russia, which has been increasing its military reliance on Iranian drones for its war effort in Ukraine, has adopted a similar stance. In order to preserve the status quo, Russia will use its influence at the UN, according to Michael Kimmage, a former member of the US Secretary of State's policy planning staff, who spoke to Newsweek. Russia and Iran are not exactly allies, but according to Kimmage, who oversaw the Russia or Ukraine portfolio while working for the State Department, they have lots of business that they conduct together, and they want to keep it that way. China's different circumstances. China, however, finds itself in a slightly different circumstance than Russia. China still has a lot of business dealings with the West, which limits how far China can support Iran, while Russia has essentially been cut off from the Western markets as a result of its invasion of Ukraine. China needs the West economically, no matter how sympathetic it may be towards Iran and Russia, according to Kimmage. Therefore, there is a limit to how much China can tolerate being at odds with the US, Europe, and Japan, because those are the markets that are responsible for the bulk of its exports. According to Heath, China is unlikely to openly violate the sanctions that the United States has imposed because it needs Western markets more than it needs to keep good relations with Iran. As a result, China will avoid conducting business in countries where it is prohibited, The most sensible stance for China, he said, is to politically criticize the Western approach, advocate for a more measured approach, but abstain from any formal violation or break with any UN-backed sanction. However, as sanctions expire and Tehran diversifies its external relations, China's influence over Iran is likely to decrease, as Beijing gradually relies more on Iranian energy suppliers to meet its insatiable domestic demand. China's dependence on Iran may very well grow. If you found today's video to be informative, then don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. We will always keep you updated. Thanks for watching. Bye.